great. So glad to get back. Got 10 more workouts and a beautiful day. You know, just thankful and privileged to be here and be able to go. Let these guys get better. Let us get better.
You pleased with what you've seen so far?
I think from a defense standpoint, I'd say yes. You know, I think we're really playing pretty fast, pretty fearless, very intelligently, offensively. You know, still quite a bit of work in progress, really. I mean, especially with our old line and a couple of receivers. You know, Seth, I think, is going to be released to do a little bit more now, so we'll get a look at him. And just a lot of refining going on. You know, it just takes a little bit for offense to kind of click together, but you know, they're good.
Who's kind of caught your eye a little bit?
Defensively, you know, Nance is really having a good spring so far. Of course, Taylor Young, you know, is always very dynamic leader for us. Bonds has been really good, you know, in the trenches there. You know, Orion Stewart's done a good job at safety. And then, you know, offensively, you know, but mostly just probably the running backs right now to this point. You know, the guys that really have the most experience on that side of the ball. KD's had a real good, you know, first 5 practices, so that's been very encouraging also.
Art, how do you feel like the offensive line is coming along? That's obviously a group that you had to kind of rebuild, I guess.
You know, I mean, yeah, and not as quick as we'd like. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, still got a bunch of decisions to make about personnel placement, you know. And, you know, we got a couple of guys coming in this summer, you know, so I don't know. You know, right now it's really wide open, you know, except for the center position. So it's going to be really a battle. I mean, these guys are talented, but they got to learn how to play. You know, I mean, you can be talented, look good, and run fast, but you got to play ball. You know, so we got to get them a little more intense, you know, without question, and then just a little more active from an intellectual standpoint once they get on the field about knowing what to do.
When you say Seth's been cleared to do more, are you still keeping him away from contact or what?
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to be, you know, prior to this, he wasn't able to go through team functions, and now he's going to be able to go through the team periods, and so that'll help him with his, you know, progress also, and give us a chance to evaluate him a little bit more.
On the offensive line, D'Souza and Hamad, those were guys, I guess they redshirted last fall.
Maurice.
Rami?
Yeah, Rami.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Rami played.
Rami played.
Yeah, but
how do those guys fit in the league?
Well, they fit in good, but they're just, you know, they got to play good, and that's the whole deal. I mean, they're good guys. They're trying hard, but we just got to get better, and we got to coach them better. You know, we got to make it where they understand more, you know, easily what to do instead of, you know, having them think too much at the line of scrimmage. So we've got to clean up some things from that standpoint. But, you know, they got talent. You know, we got good bodies, so we got to teach them how to play the game. And once we get there, I think we're going to be fine. But they're just, you know, we gave up a lot of snaps with the guys we left, you know, that left us. So we got a bunch of guys that haven't had many snaps, and we got to teach them how to get there in a hurry.
Did you expect this spring to go that way with those guys because of that?
A little bit, but not really. You know, I expected to just jump out there and be what we were when we finished up against North Carolina, but you know, what I expected and what I got were 2 different things. You know, I mean, it wasn't that way. So sometimes reality sinks in, and you got to kind of start over and, you know, reboot and get going. And so that's where we're at. But now we know what we're working with and how to deal with it.
Coach, I got to ask you about Devin. Do you expect him to return this spring?
Oh, I don't know about this spring, but he'll be back. I mean, it's first offense over a 4-year period, and you know, he had bad judgment, just like a lot of us do. You know, he just picked a bad time to do it.
How has that affected the running backs at all? And I mean, how are the snaps?
More reps, you know. I mean, third went to second, fourth went to third. You know, so we got good running backs, but that's not the issue. You know, it's not about that. It's just about, you know, representing yourself, your family, Baylor community, and making wise decisions. I mean, he's remorseful, but you know, there'll also be some punishment phases that go along with the remorse.
I know those are guys that are done for you, really. Pro Day, does that still excite you?
It's a huge deal. Yeah. Gosh, yeah. I mean, they're not that I'd ever contradict anything you said, but I mean, they're never really done for us. You know, once you're, you know, kind of the family, you're in it. But yeah, we're excited to death. I mean, all those guys are around, and it's going to be a huge day tomorrow. We'll have a bunch of NFL head coaches, GMs, and all the scouts be here. So it's just a big deal. It's a big deal for Baylor, you know, that these guys have a chance to, you know, change their lives, you know, and their children's lives. So it's a big deal, and they worked hard for it, and we're anxious for them to do really well.
How much of a scrimmage, or will that be a real scrimmage Friday? What do you want to do Friday?
I think it'll be very similar to what we did last week. You know, maybe a little longer, a little more dignified from a football, standpoint as far as down the distance and moving the ball in the field where it's supposed to be. But it'll be along the same lines, and we'll be out there probably in an hour and 20 minutes.
Coach, in terms of the pro day, is this maybe as much NFL potential as you've had in a pro day in a while?
I think so. We had 5 guys drafted in 11, which is quite a bit. And I think we'll have anywhere from 5 to 7, drafted this year. But, we had 2 first-rounders in 11. I think we'll get a good chance to have 2 first-rounders this year. So it's pretty similar to, when Robert and Kendall Wright and those guys came out and got away back in 11. But it's a big deal. We're excited for them. We're anxious to see how it's all going to play out.
What one guy do you think maybe can really, step up and improve their draft stock in this? If you had to pick.
I think all of them will. I think Blake Muir's a guy that could shine a little bit. Broxton. And then I think Jay Lee, if he runs really well, he's a guy that they like his body type. He'll do well.
Who will be throwing to receivers tomorrow?
They got a guy that they worked out with in Dallas. He's from Arkansas, one of the Arkansas schools. I actually just met him for the first time yesterday, so I think his name is Jarvis. Not really sure, but I talked to Corey today. He feels real comfortable with him. So that's the main thing. It's just about feeling comfortable with the guy throwing you the ball.
What's that say about this program? How far it's come? Because 10 years ago, there weren't that many NFL prospects up, and now it's a yearly deal where you have a handful to 8 to 10 prospects now.
Well, it's a big deal, and it's why we, as a team in the university, we'll have 10+ win seasons 4 out of the last 5 years. And win 2 conference championships, won 5 championships over the last 5 years. But we got good people, and they like coming to Baylor, and we've done a nice job of developing them, and it's turned into a good thing. So our obligation is to keep it where it's at and to let it grow. Stay very proactive from the schematic to philosophical standpoint to the facility standpoint to make sure that we always are on the cutting edge and staying above the game.
How was your experience up at the Michigan Coaches Clinic with Jim Harbaugh and all those guys? And I know you've got the Brazos River Coaches Clinic coming up this week as well. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, the Michigan deal was really refreshing to me. I'd really never met Coach Harbaugh. I was kind of intrigued. I think like a lot of people are, and it was really, really refreshing. Just a really good guy, very humble, non-ego, and the clinic was outstanding. Got to watch him work out. Our clinic this weekend with Nike is a gigantic clinic. Hopefully we'll have 500 to 750 coaches here. And excited about it this Thursday through Saturday. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.